Hi guys, big up to the yachty. Hi love bugs. Tonight we're going to do a review on Krypton Season 1, Episode 2. Before we get started, please subscribe to my channel and press a like. Let's get into it. It was a really good episode, guys. Basically, it left off from last week. And so we have the guy that's from Earth, and he was talking to Segal. And Segal was like, basically, he was like, you have to believe me. Segal was like, why should I believe you? You know, why did my grandson not come instead of you? And he was like, he couldn't come, so he sent me. And he was like, Segal was like, why? He said, because I could basically move from dimension to dimension. And so Segal was like, I'm not sure I believe you, guy from Detroit. And he was like, no, I'm actually from planet Earth. And Segal still does not believe him. You know, he's skeptical of the whole thing. So, you know, Segal said, no, I need to handle the guy, basically the guy from the faction that he is engaged, basically betrothed to his daughter is Vex, the Vex faction. And he's like, no, I really just want to kill that guy. And the guy from Earth basically, no, why do you need to use him? Because you have all the skill that you need to get your grandpa thing up and running. And basically, Segal's like, I still don't, you know, buy the story that much. But if you want to fit in here, you really need to go to my friend to get some clothes, because you're not going to fit in here. You actually stand out. So basically, after that, we see two guards came up to Segal. He ran away, but they caught him and realized that it was his betrothed father was looking for him. And she's like, my father's looking for you. Don't keep him waiting. Go clean up. And she gave him the jacket with his with their faction thing on it, which is Vex faction. And I really thought this girl meant him well. She did not. She's a lying little bitch, but we'll find out the end. Anyway, she went to the father, and the father's like, where have you been? I don't like me waiting. And he's apologizing. The father said, you're going to swear your allegiance to us? And Segal basically, yes. And then the guy with 1, 2, 3, 4 different, 5 different faces, whatever, how much face he has, which I believe is Brainiac, guys, said, okay, and then he left. I really believe that guy is Brainiac. You comment down below, and tell me if you think it's Brainiac, too. Basically, I think it's Brainiac, and he's just covering up, and he basically want to see what's going on, so when he take over the planet, he knows what to do. So then we go to Lyra. Big up to Lyra, and she basically was talking to a commander. The commander says, yeah, we're going down to the rankless list and Black Zero. We're going to basically shoot everybody down. And she said, this is not the right thing to do. And basically her betrothed and tell her, like, why are you acting like this? Why are you defending them? Do you see what they did to me? Who cares about the ranklessness? And her betrothed needs to have several seats, okay? And basically he was like, how dare them give Seg all these things and bring him up here. He doesn't deserve to be up here. Then her mother showed up, and her mother's like, basically, you need to calm down. She said, Mom, what they're doing is not right. And her mother said, you need to act like you know what's going on in that terms, okay? Then we see her and Seg together, and she's like, you quit asking me. And Seg basically tells us, like, listen, I don't blame you for what your mom did, okay? It's not your fault, but your mom did still kill my parents. And, you know, you can see the love in their eyes, and he's just, like, really conflicted about the whole thing. And he basically asked her, he doesn't know what to do. And she said, be true to yourself. I'll be true to myself. Oh, my God. I just love them together. Then we go Segal and the guy that's the house of Vex factor. And he basically told Segal, listen, I respect your grandpa, but your grandpa just went off the rails. You know, all his science and technology stuff is still here. And Segal is like, could you please let me continue doing the work? And, you know, and he said, sure. But Segal was only using him because he really wants to find out what his grandpa was doing to help. Because he kind of believed the guy from Earth, but he's not sure about it. Then we go back to Segal and his friend and the guy from Earth. And Segal was like, excuse me. And the guy was like, what in the name of Ra is going on? Do you really believe this crazy stuff what the guy is saying? And Segal was like, I kind of believe what he's saying. You know, I'm not believe that he's telling 100% truth, but I kind of believe what he's saying, you know. And, okay, so his friend was like, if you believe him, I guess I'll believe him, you know. The story sounds kind of cray-cray, but if you buy it, I'll buy it. And so then we go back to Lyra, and she basically challenged the commander to the death, to fight to the death. And I was like, oh my God, Lyra, girl, be careful! And he was like, girl, are you serious? And he's like, fine. And basically her betrothed went after her and was like, what are you doing, Lyra? Do you understand this is to the death? Why did you choose to do this? But I'm telling you why she chose to do it. Because her man Seg need her help, okay? Have several seat betrothed. And then her mother went to her and said, why are you doing this? This is to the death. And she basically said to her mom, said, don't you believe in me? Don't you think I could do it? And basically her mother don't think she could do it. So then we go back to Seg and his friend and the guy from Earth down there. And basically Seg told the guy from Earth, listen, I don't have time for this. I want to kill this guy because he killed my family. You have 2 hours to prove to me that I need to not kill this guy because my grandson is in danger, in that terms. So basically, he went back up there and he saw his betrothed, that bitch, okay? I got words to that bitch because I really believe that she truly meant what she said to him. She gave him his parents' ashes and he was like, why are you doing this? You're going to get killed for this. She said, I believe that everybody should mourn their parents' death. But that bitch really didn't believe that. Then we go back to Seg and he was in his parents' apartment. He was crying and this girl showed up basically and told him that, she and her daughter, that his parents did a lot for her and used to watch her kid when she wasn't there. And that made him feel much better. So then we went back to Segel and his friends and the guy from Earth, and Segel is more pissed than anything now. He really wants to kill this guy. And his friend was like, you better show me that you have proof, as Seg is really going to kill this guy, and he's going to be in a world of trouble. They're probably going to kill him. So then we go back to Lyra, and I want to say, big up to Lyra. She's a bad bitch, okay? And her betrothed showed up in there, and he basically said to her, listen, you are not basically a general daughter, that's right. You are Lyra of the house of Zod, okay? And basically he's telling her that you are a bad, shut your mouth, you could do this, okay? And I appreciate him saying that, even though I'm sorry, our betrothed, I'm still rooting for her, and Zeg, sorry. So then Zeg went back to, I would say a lab. It's not a lab, it's like the place that his grandpa always worked at. And he basically saw something, said the blood of L will bind us together, something like that. So he cut his wrist, and the thing light up, and the S, I guess the Superman, but they call it for the S for House of L, showed up, and then everything light up, and his grandfather showed up, and he was so excited to see him. He ran to him, and I felt so bad because his grandpa wasn't there. It was basically one of those projection of his grandpa, and his grandpa was like, I'm not really here, but you could take you are the next generation. You have to lead it. You have to prove to them what I'm saying is true, and stop this madness. I know you could do it. And that basically gave him more strength to do it. Then we go back to his friend and the guy from Earth, and the guy from Earth needs to bribe the guy to take them to where they need to go to prove to Seg that what's going on is true. And so then after that, so the guy had to give the guy his hat and all that stuff. So then we go back to Lyra. And Lyra is fighting this general guy. But this general guy so far is kicking the shit out of Lyra. And I was scared for Lyra, girl. I was like, would they kill her? She can't kill her because she and Zeg supposed to be together. Anyway, it was just a hot mess. He was beating the shit out of her. And in the end, Lyra, big up, girl power. She kicked his ass. And he was at mercy, and she broke his neck, and she said, I'll show you no mercy, because basically my mother told her, that crazy bitch, the house of Zod, that's her mother, tell her, you should never show mercy. So she couldn't show mercy to him because it make her look weak, and they won't respect her. She needs them to respect her because she needs to be in charge to help Zeg, so they won't kill him. Because basically, if she wasn't in charge, Zeg probably dead or crazy stuff to do. So Zeg basically showed up back and spoke to the guy from the faction, Vex faction. He told him, listen, I'm not going to wear your house name, and he put that stuff off his jacket. He said, I'm not going to do it. I'll wear the scientist thing, but I'm not going to do it because he said, I'd rather die a faction. Big up to Zeg. He said, I'd rather be a faction than wear that, okay? And the guy with the many different face, aka Brainiac, told him, you don't have to do it. You're dismissed. And the guy was like, why did you do this? And he said, we need to keep him in line, and the only way to keep him in line is for him to believe that we were on his side. So then we went to his friend and the guy from Earth, and he finally found something to prove that Brainiac, aka the God, is there. And so we went back, and this girl who, here is my red bitch. This girl, I actually believe that she maybe cared about Zeg, but she didn't. She is worse than her damn father. She been playing Zeg the whole time. She and her father. She's like, I have him where I want him. He trusts me, so I have him. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get him where I need to be. Girl, you tried it. Have several seats. Anyway, he's gonna end up with Lyra, so I don't care. But I was buying your Kool-Aid at first, girl, but now I'm not. Bye. Anyway, That's basically how it go. And then Lyra went back to her mom, and she's basically now the general in charge. Yes, big up to Lyra. And her mom said to her, you basically know what you're doing because you really basically did all of this for Zed. For Zad. Zeg, yeah. You basically did all this for him to make sure, she's like, you better make sure you're doing because basically you come on an army now and you can't screw it up. And so she took the honor of the reign. And then we went back and we see this is how it ends. Zeg and his friend and the guy from Earth and basically told him, listen up. Guess what? I have proof. Brainiac is not coming. Brainiac is always here. He's already here. And this is what I'm saying, guys. Please comment below and tell me down below if you think Brainiac is the guy with several faces. Because I think it is the guy with 1,500 faces, okay? I think he's Brainiac, and I think he's there undercover to really get the root of everything to bring them down. Anyway, it was a really good episode, guys. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and press a like. Bye-bye.